Okay, so today we're going to look at making a kit shelter using tarpaulin and rope. So before we start making our shelter, we've got to check the space. So think about the canopy. Is there any trees that are unhealthy, that might be a hazard, something that may drop down? Check the stability of the trees that you're using. Are they the correct distance that you need? Are they sturdy? Are they secure? And also go down to the ground layer and check the ground. Is there anything that could cause a trip hazard? Any big roots? Any holes in the ground? Just check all that before you start actually putting your shelter into place. Okay, so to build the shelter, I'm going to start off by putting up my ridge line. So my ridge line is going to be the line across that I then can put my tarpaulin over. So to secure my ridge line and to keep it nice and sturdy, I'm going to lock it in place by using a timber hitch. So wrapping it around the tree and then threading it through and then secure it in place like so. And I'm going to feed my line over to the opposite tree over here, and to secure this side in place I'm going to start by creating a loop about arm's length from the tree, dropping it down and wrapping it over to create a figure of 8 knots, like this. I'm then going to continue by wrapping the rope around the opposite tree, and at this point I'm going to check that we're at the correct height. This is the point where you would adjust at this side to make sure that you're the correct height from the opposite side. So I'm then going to feed my rope through the loop like this, and then we have 2 loops. This is the point here where you would start to pull and create tension onto the rope till it's nice and sturdy. Now to secure it in place, I'm going to do this by using a half hitch, by creating a loop, wrapping it round and pulling it in place like so. And that is now my secure ridge line for my tarpaulin to be wrapped over. Put that out of the way like so. So, using your tarpaulin, if you have one with holes down the centre, it's always best to thread that on first before you secure the line over, otherwise you will not be able to put it on. Mine doesn't have holes through the centre, so I'm going to place mine over now. It is easy with holes in the centre, but unfortunately I don't have one to hand today. So I'm going to put my tarpaulin over my kit shelter like so, making sure that both sides are pretty close to the ground. Now if it's too big, check you've got it the correct way. Because you need to make sure that it is accessible from both sides. Okay, my tarpaulin is now in place, it's over the ridge line, and what we need to do now is we need to secure the tarpaulin in place with some pegs. So, rule of 45 degrees here. Your tent, your shelter needs to be pegged in at 45 degrees, and when you're placing your pegs in, you aim them towards the tent at a 45 degree angle as well, so that they stay in place. So I'm going to start off by securing this one. Again, checking my angle, making sure it's at 45 degrees and that my peg is also in the ground at 45 degrees as well. Right, so that's that in place. I'm going to move on to the next one. Again, making sure that it's at 45 degrees from the ridge line. I'm just pegging in the fourth peg here at the back. Now, if it's a really windy day and you need to skew your shelter down further, you can actually put more pegs into your tarpaulin. It's very calm today, it's a very mild sunny day, so I am just going to leave the 4 pegs in for now. But this is now accessible either side for anything you want to keep in, just in case the weather turns. And that is how you put up a temporary kit shelter using tarpaulin and